firstly. We also have in our facilities about 26,000 foreign nationals.
Foreign nationals.
Yes. Of that, 13,000 of them, 13 are remand detainees.
Sure.
I said that I want to get legislation in place, because at the moment legislation does not provide for that, to send them back to the countries of origin.
So I've been seeing a lot of comments like this. We are all Africans. Why not fight the system together? Let's not fight our own brothers and sisters. It's all good and well that we are brothers and sisters. It's okay, but be my brother from your home. Be my sister from your home. At this point, we want to deal with our system ourselves. We've been through a lot as South Africa. As 1980s babies, I had a little bit of apartheid, just a little, but my parents and my aunts and uncles, my grandmothers, grandfathers, they all grew up with apartheid, and they dealt with it hard, okay? And yes, now we are living in I'll say free South Africa, but we're not really free. The problem is that you guys need to go back home and fight for your countries. Whatever is wrong with your countries, go fight there. We'll support you from here. We don't need to come there and fight with you. Guys, I don't even want to misquote, but I know there is a video of a president, I don't know if it's Mozambique or Zimbabwe, not too sure. They deported South Africans there because they said they are not a banana republic, right? So, should you eat banana republic? Guys, like, go home, guys. Go home. It's been nice in Vakashile. Number one, you can go. Free start, guys. Like, sting space as South Africans, sting space to deal with our government. We know our government is rotten to the core, but we need space to do that. Please, like, go home so you can deal with your country and your countrymen. We want to deal with us. Like, there's already a lot that's going on in South Africa. We've got GBV and like, we have a lot. So we would like you guys to give us space. Please. Please.
You know why you act like that? Do you think it's your college? But I'm going to remind you, it's not. Even the position you're sitting in belongs to a South African. That was an incorrect process, because that would mean you're setting precedent that anybody that feels I want to recommend this person can go and say, I'm recommending this person, and then that person gets the job. That's what you're saying, essentially. And what the policy seeks to avoid is that type of behavior. There's a South African qualified to occupy that position. Without jobs, South Africans are struggling. And then we have an attitude of entitlement for jobs that qualified South Africans needs to occupy. Let's talk about your transformation policy. How many foreign nationals are employed at the college?
I don't know them. I don't know them.
How many, what's your racial breakdown, your employment equity breakdown of the college?
Off the cuff, I think it's about 0.3%. Off the cuff, yes. Because
foreign nationals?
Yes.
How many colored South Africans are employed at your college? Off the cuff.
Off the cuff, I think it's about 50-something%.
How many white South Africans?
Off the cuff, I think they're about 15 to 18%.
how many Indian South Africans?
With about 2 to 3%.
I'm going to need you to provide that to me. Mr. Boy, are those correct off-the-cuff estimates?
Chair, I really can't say the exact numbers, but in essence, the distribution is that we would have mostly colored females as the majority in terms of our employment statistics, and I think then they will be followed by the Africans. I think African males, and then your whites after that. So that is the on overall distribution.
And Indians?
Yeah, the Indians are very marginal. I think in terms of the.
So just because of time, I'm going to require you to send me that. But the idea is that the dream is that all institutions uses a concept of transformation that balances out, ensuring that all races are employed, all South Africans, black South Africans, white South Africans, colored South Africans, Indian South Africans, that all South Africans are prioritized in employment. That should be your commitment from a human resource perspective and from a leadership perspective. Do we agree?
100% Chair, we agree. Sorry, Honorable Member. We have had for the longest time implemented a employment equity strategy that's informed by what we call the economic active population in the region, in the province, as reported by Statistics South Africa. So I do want, however, to indicate that we haven't been following that a lot recently, owing to some challenges we have.
Yes, and I've seen that, and I'm saying the commitment should be, as look now, the Indian population is very marginal, as you said. A white population, very marginal. What we should do is seek to balance that out. Transformation should not be a replacement of one race with the other. It should be to find a perfect balance so that all South Africans get employment. That's what I'm trying to emphasize here.
You must return to your home and obtain the proper documentation before coming back. I also urge you not to allow yourselves to be exploited by the unscrupulous employers who hire you to avoid paying fair wages.
No, I think the important issue that's being raised by correctly by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi is the kind of rot that is set in our country. He's pointed to a very, very important issue, this connection between crime and government, criminals and politicians, the weakening generally of the criminal justice system, including all its elements, policing, prosecution, etc. I'm very, very glad that Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi had the courage to speak out on this thing. Because at last now we have the possibility of the Matlanga Commission, which will then hear evidence from everybody. So at least the country has a picture of what's the real state of the criminal justice system. Who are these criminals who are doing all sorts of terrible things? Who are they? Where do they come from? How do they operate? To answer those questions, because in the end, there must come a comprehensive response to the issue of crime and corruption in the country. A comprehensive response, and I'm sure that's going to come out of what the Matlanga Commission will hear. And therefore, the practical, actual steps, what is to be taken, will be based on concretely what is happening in the country. I'm very, very, very glad indeed that General Mkhwanazi, General Masemula, the leadership of the police have decided they must speak out publicly about all of these things, because I think the country needs it.
Immigrants. Amanda. Premier of Limpopo, Dr. Popi Ramoto. We are simply saying you cannot issue out a statement that encourages foreigners who are even outside of this country, who are illegal, to say you can access the public services, public health services. Those foreigners will be coming to the country because you are opening a floodgate of such particular challenges. When they come here, they'll be saying
of this illegal foreigners that has overrun our province here in Limpopo. Illegal foreigners are owning Limpopo now, and we need to rid Limpopo of these selfish illegal foreigners and drive them back home, back over the Limpopo River to go back home.